What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Today, I want to talk to you about Supergirl being super. This is a 4-issue miniseries that just came out within the past year, I think. This is written by Mariko Tamaki with illustrations by Joelle Jones. And Joelle Jones, she did the graphic novel Lady Killer that I did for the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. I really like that book. That was the one on the back. I think it was described as Betty Draper meets Dexter Morgan. So her art here is a little bit more fluid, if that makes sense. In that book, the Lady Killer graphic novel, it was a little bit more rough, which makes sense because that book was about an assassin, and this is a coming-of-age story for a teenage girl. So you don't want it to be as rough as it is a book about an assassin with lots of very brutal violence. So I like that her art is able to transition into a different style as needed, but it's still recognizable as her art, and I still really like her art quite a bit. Tamaki, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, she has done a lot of Wolverine stuff over the past few years that I have not read. I don't read a whole lot of solo Wolverine stuff, but after reading this book, I am tempted to go and look into some of her Wolverine stuff because I think she does some really good character work here. This story is a lot like Superman American Alien by Max Landis and a slew of artists. I talked about this book a little bit on Sid Partou's channel. We recently did a character discussion video on Supergirl, and I talked about this book just a little bit, mentioned the connection to Max Landis' American Alien. The difference is this is a lot more compact. American Alien starts when Clark is a little baby and then ends with him a full-grown Superman. This all takes place over a span of, I would say, about a semester in Supergirl's high school year. I think it's her, I don't want to say it's her senior year, but it's like either senior or junior year. So this takes place within a year. I would say within half a year. So there's not as much time covered here as there is in American Alien. But what reminded me about American Alien was that both of them are coming-of-age stories, and they both feel very authentic. And yes, they do have secret government organizations and superpowers and all that stuff that is not realistic, but the coming-of-age part feels very authentic. And another difference between this and American Alien goes all out with his references to the DC Universe. You have Batman showing up, you have Ra's al Ghul briefly is mentioned, you've got the Green Lantern Corps, you have the Cheetah from Wonder Woman's Rogues Gallery. You've got a lot of DC Universe stuff in American Alien. Here, the only references to the DC Universe you have are really references to Supergirl's mythology. And I'm okay with that because it gives us more room to work with the character study here that we have of Kara trying to figure out who she is going to be. And that sounds a little vague. We've seen a ton of teenage coming-of-age stories of the character trying to figure out who they are and who they're going to be, and that's a recurring thing with humanity. Everybody has to figure out who they are, what they're going to become, so that's a valid thing for this story to be about. I really like this book quite a bit. This is, for me, the definitive Supergirl story. There are many Supergirl stories out there, but this one, I think, is really the best one that I have read. So those are my thoughts on this story. I hope that you guys will check this book out, read it, reread it, let your friends read it. I think that it is really good. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you did, be sure to check out some of the other videos that I do on this channel. In the meantime, I will see you guys later. Have a good one.